Hey, good morning. This is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro. And what am I going to talk about this morning? Well, obvious, if you saw the 3M championship, you saw where the young Oklahoma State student, um, Wolf, and his unique swing won the golf tournament. Kid played well, went out there and did what he had to do, which was very, very nice. And I liked watching it. I enjoyed it. Because at the end of the day, it was the putter that won it. He had to make those putts. He made that putt on the last. Great job. But let's start asking questions. Is he doing something new? Is he doing something unique? Is it because I'm watching the Golf Channel and and all the about this unique swing? Would you change this swing? And if you really look at it, Miller Barber did it, Calvin Peete did it. I mean, and if you go back 100 years ago, where the guys used to use the hickory sticks, hickory shaft golf clubs, well, because the golf clubs were a little bit like they were whippy, they had to start with their hands and get the golf club up. But I think, like I said, he's done an amazing job. But we just got to make sure that we look at it like we're not, it's nothing new. And even more so is it, Lee Trevino had said that a swing that has some kind of movement to it is one that is actually easier to repeat because you build emotion. You build emotion. I like Matthew Wolf's golf swing. I still don't think all that extra lower body stuff, you can still make that swing without all the extra lower body movement, because if you really look at his swing, his right side, he's not really coming around like this. He's got a lot of Lexi Thompson in him, to where his right side is going right here and it's stand back, and then this is just jumping up out of the way, kind of like Patrick Reed's swing would do when he jumping around there. And I think they said he used to hit some big hooks. But I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you from this back view here. Now watch this. I'm gonna use this alignment stick as an example, and I'm gonna show you what's really going on in that swing. When he's taking it back, I'm just gonna put it in between my legs, but when he's taking it back, and y'all see all of this, now look where that alignment stick is pointing. And I'm gonna use this as a best example. Now, because you all paying attention to the vanity, but you're just not looking because the golf ball is still there. You gotta still get to the golf ball. Now, when he takes it back, no less than Calvin, he's up here. The only way he can get it back to where he can get to the ball, watch this. Watch that shaft. See how it's pointing behind me? Watch this. So even if it's all this fancy stuff here, it's still there. It doesn't matter. You see what I mean? Look where that shaft is. Once again, look how it's pointing back towards me. I don't care what I do. I don't care if my foot's off the ground. I don't care what it happens. Watch that shaft. Watch that alignment stick. And now I'm in the same position everybody else is. Because at the end of the day, the chest still takes the arms up. The chest still brings the arms down. I mean, none of that changes. It's still there. Now, his movement of his here and the feeling that he get there, that's just like everybody else, this individual, that they have their rhythm. That's the rhythm to his swing. And everybody has to find their rhythm. But at the end of the day, nobody gets any super magic of what the golf swing is, because at the end of the day, as it says, this club face still strikes this ball, period. And you got to swing it in that direction. So it's just kind of, and if you look at Calvin Peete was the same way. I mean, it's just a loop. That's all it is. And as I said before, you really don't need all the fancy movement. Like I said, that's his rhythm that gets it. And that's great, because we all need our rhythm, but it helps his timing. But still yet, the club still comes up the same, and it just comes back up and around. I mean, great swing and all, no question, but nothing new. still the same old. It's still a golf swing. You still got to get to that ball regardless. And you see some of my old videos, you'll actually see me kind of doing that, but in the process of doing it, excuse me, I was talking about the swing of Calvin Peete. I was talking about David Ledbetter's A-Swing, the book he came out with, that I spoke on the fact that that's just a movement Calvin Peete made. So if you take a look at it, no different than any other swing. It's there. Doesn't matter. Matthew Wolf, Calvin Peete, Miller Barber, exactly the same things. Because at the end of the day, regardless, once again, this golf club, this club face, it still has to get to the ball. I'll repeat it again so you can see it again. Clear as plain as day, here's all that's really happening. When he gets up here and he takes it back, the butt end of the club is pointing down that way. And then common sense just tells you that you can't come back that way. You gotta come back here. This is Charles Calhoun, AKA the Shade Tree Pro, and always good golfing.